today I'll show you how I connected this Snake game to the backend with the registration page I created in the last video, so players from around the world can register, save their scores, and compete on live leaderboards. Again, all this will be done only using ChatGPT. So this time, instead of typing the entire prompt, I'm just gonna show you the final prompt. I realized that most of the time went by only in typing. So let's dive right into it. So this is the previous application that I created, the classic Nokia Snake game, and the modern login and registration page with the backend, both only using ChatGPT 4.0. If you haven't, you can go ahead and watch those videos. You can check my channel, or I'll leave the link in the description below. So this page is the continuation of the last registration page created, so I'll just continue from here. So now I'll ask it, okay, so now I have this one application that I need to integrate this backend with. Can you help me with it? I'll provide the files of that. It's basically a front-end application that I need to connect the backend with. Then it will tell me that of course it can, and it asks me for the front-end file or the game file that has been created. Now I will convert these files to zip files to send them all simultaneously. So I pasted the front-end code there with the zip file and asked it, this is basically a Snake game application that I created. Please integrate this front-end with the back-end. Please don't make any changes to the front-end functionality as it currently works well. All the file names should remain the same, like the images, audio files, and their locations. Then it gives me all these steps to integrate it. Okay, so before that, let's ask it for the folder structure here. So I just wrote there, give me new folder structure. See this clear representation of the new folder structure with the backend. So let's follow this folder structure now. So I have arranged the project files now as per the folder structure instructions. Now let's copy and replace this new server.js file to the old ones. See this folder structure here exactly as instructed by ChatGPT. Let's run the server again from the command prompt. Copy and paste the file's location, npm start. Now let's see. Looks like it's not connected. Let's try to check the other page. Looks like the other page works as the login page works, but the home page or the index page is not connected yet. So let's ask it. Okay, so the game works, but it looks like the current index.html works independently from the backend file, as I don't see the nav bar anymore on the home page. Okay, so I found the issue. There are two CSS files, one for the game and one for the login page. Both need to be present, so I ensured both are included. See, now it's connected, but the design is all over the place for now. A lot of work coming. Responsiveness still works, which is great. Let me manually connect the design myself to speed up the process. If you have watched my previous videos, you know that designing with ChatGPT is quite a headache. The main purpose of this video is to connect the game to the backend and not the design. I think that should do it. I replace all the background and previous colors with the shade of olive green to match the game theme color. Now I'll give it this updated CSS file so that it can remember it for future reference. Let me try to register a new user again. Again, if you haven't, please watch my previous video. I'll link it somewhere here so that you can see how I created this registered form from scratch with email verification only using ChatGPT. See, the verification mail still works, which means everything on the backend might still work perfectly. Yes, successfully logged in. Now it's time to integrate the score with the backend so that we can display the user's high scores instead of using local storage. Now, how do we add the score to the database so that users can have their own score history on their profile? Now it gives me all these new codes to update, especially this user schema table needs to be updated. So let's copy and paste the code to its respective file. Profile.ejs, copy paste, server.js, copy paste. Now in order to not further confuse it, as it tends to do that a lot, I'll give it the current script.js file or the game.js file and paste it here, and this is the current game logic or script.js for the game logic. Add the updates here and give me a new one so that it will update the score option also to add to the backend into that existing file. Copy and paste this new script.js code. Let's see if the scores will be added to the database or not. Let's check the database now. See, the score is added now. So let's check the profile page. See, the score displayed on the profile page as well. So let's play again. So new score added here successfully. So let's try to create a new user here. Let me verify it manually since the email address is not valid to receive the verification link. So let's log in with the new user. See, the new score added for a different user. Now let's work on this high score part here to display the highest score from the user. In the highest score section, let's display the score of the user who got the highest score from the database instead of the current one, which is from a local storage. Let's copy paste the code and refresh. See, now the highest score is displayed from here instead of the score from the local storage. So let's try to beat the current high score with a different user. See, the new high score with the new user 93 now. The new score is added to the new user's profile as well. So let me quickly connect this area here so that it won't take up so much spaces instead of a high score. So I'm gonna write HSC, shorts for high score. Let me quickly improve this profile page score area and try to display it in table to make it more readable. I think that's much better and we'll do it for now. What I did there was I created the login user's last 10 recent scores and the overall rank of each score and the user's top 10 scores. I also made this high score name link clickable, which took the users to the high scorers page. Now I think it's time to host it online so that I can share it with you. Let's open a new chat to ask ChatGPT only how to do so and try to find a free hosting website. So I'm gonna write best free Node Express.js hosting site. Since the backend was being created with Node.js, Express.js as a framework, and it will give me all these options available, but I don't think Heroku is free anymore. So let's ask Google to confirm. So no, it's not free anymore since 2022. Let's ask about Vercel. So Vercel is free with the hobby plan. So let's go ahead with that. So I'm gonna ask it how to host on Vercel. Let me quickly follow these steps to do so. Copy and paste this command on the command prompt. Let me also create a new GitHub repo for this since Vercel will be taking the file from GitHub. I'll name this Snake with Backend. So let's ask for steps again to push the code to GitHub. Copy and paste all these prompts. Let's go to the next steps and go to the Vercel site. Click on vercel.com. Let's log in with GitHub since we'll be fetching the file from the GitHub repo. I will also need to create this vercel.json file. See the Snake with Backend repo that I just pushed to the GitHub. Let's import that. I'll leave the project name like that for now. I think that's all that is required for now. So just like that, the project is deployed successfully, but I'm 100% sure that it's not gonna work yet because since even this environmental variable is not set up yet. So let's try to check this link. See error. Now let's fill the environment variable section. But before that, I think I will need to create a new MongoDB. So go to mongodb.com. See this MongoDB string we have to generate for live DB. Let me first add this value here, which is already available. Email, user key, value will be working email address to provide the email verification. Email password, which was generated from the email tool, which is this one. Now I'll just quickly ask it how to set up the MongoDB string. Let's follow the steps and log in to the MongoDB website now. Sign in. Let's sign in with Google. Obviously, I'll be using a free option. Let's create a deployment. This will be the username and password. Click on create user. So now we have this string URL to paste the environment variables. Let's copy and paste that here in the MongoDB URI key. This was the password. I save it here separately, paste it into the password section. I think that's it from the environmental variable side. Let's try to launch the site again now. Redeploy, visit, still the same error. Okay, remember I told you that we will need to create the Wurzel.json file as well. I totally forgot to create one. So let's create the Wurzel.json file directly from GitHub, since that is required only for live production. So here is my repo page. Click on add file, create a new file, name Wurzel.json, paste the Wurzel.json file here, commit changes, redeploy again, visit, still the same error. Let's screenshot this error in the log and paste it to the ChatGPT. Okay, so after a lot of debugging, I finally found the issue here, and that is when you make changes to the code and push it as a new code to the GitHub commit, you actually need to create a new deployment. Pushing the code to the GitHub doesn't automatically convert the changes to Wurzel. As you can see here, even a new code is pushed to GitHub, but on Wurzel still the old code. So redeployment doesn't mean anything. We actually need to create a new deployment and not redeployment. New deployment, not redeployment. So click this option, then here create new deployment. See now this newly updated Wurzel.json file. See this sign here, which means I think it's successfully deployed. Click on visit. Yes, finally. So let's try to log in now with the registered user. See this new high score is added, 36. So let's delete the user so that I can work on the verification mail for the live server, since the link was for localhost production only. See the score is also removed now. Login, user not found since it's deleted. Click on the register option. A new user is added with the verification as false. See this verification link only for localhost. When I click on it, it won't verify the email at all. See, it's still false. First of all, to shorten the link, let's rename the link from the snake with backend to just snake. No, that is taken. I can rename it as Nokia Snake. Yes, that's available. So now I can visit the Nokia Snake.wurzel.app. Now here in the verification link variable, we can just replace the local host with the live production link instead. So let's test it locally first before moving to production. See this new link with the live production link now. So let's check the DB again. See here it's currently false. So let's click on the link. Now we are successfully logged in on live production, and this live DB is now true. Okay, so now that the live hosting works, let's improve the design part to display the live scores a little better. So I'll take a screenshot here and ask it to place the scores on those areas for both the user login scores and the top 10 overall scores. So I took a screenshot there and paste it here and ask, let's display the user's login top 10 scores in order by highest in the red area and the overall top 10 in the green area, also ordered by highest. If the user is not logged in, say something like register for an account to compete against others. Here is the current index.js file. So let's paste the index.ejs file here. Well, it doesn't get it right. As mentioned before, designing is a very difficult task for ChatGPT, so I'll correct the design on my end to speed up the process. I think that will do it. See this login option if the user is not logged in, which take them to the login page when click. See this user login scores here. Now this is the new score and has been added. Now let me try to delete the user. See the score has been removed. So let's push this code live to production now. I think it's all working now. So let's go to Wurzel again to create a new deployment. The new deployment is building. Now it's ready. So let's check the live production. Refresh. The score sections are displayed, but the design is all over the place. Oh wait, let me try a hard refresh. Inspect, right click and empty cache and hard reload. Yes, that works perfectly, and it's also mobile responsive as well. And the score will be displayed down here on mobile view. Lastly, let's also add a new button on the profile page for user to click and redirect them to the home page to play the game, as they will be auto redirected to their profile page once they log in. So let's place it somewhere here. Let's try here. Yes, I think the second one. So the button here, play now. So let me quickly fix the design. I think that works well. Now when click on it, it will redirect to the home page or the page to be able to play the game. So that's the video for you today. I think this is the end of the Snake game series. I have created 4 parts of it. So see you in the next one.